All right, so I'm going to bring in Peter Samelson now, my good friend Peter. And there you are. Peter, thank you so much for coming on tonight. So, Peter, you have some experience in magic, from what I understand. So, Peter, you have performed all over the United States. You performed at the Magic Castle. You performed at Monday Night Magic on a regular basis. And all over. You performed over the world. You do cruise ships and corporate shows and private shows. Is there anything magic related you do not do or have not done yet?
One of the favorite things for me is being able to do close-up magic for people. And there's been, we've been doing Monday Night Magic now for 23 years this month, June. We're not open this month, but hopefully we'll be open again. We've been in 9 different theaters over the course of that 23 years. One theater twice, so we came back to the one theater twice. My favorite place to work is actually a little place called Lake O'Hara. It's up in the middle of the Canadian Rockies, and I love being up there. It's one of the favorite places. I've been going there for 40 years. And it's my favorite place because you're at 5,000 feet. There's no telephones, there's no cell phones, there's no planes flying overhead, there's no television, no radio. You get out and you walk all day and you explore and you come back. And it's like you have died, you go to heaven and find they have a wine list. So it's fabulous.
Yeah. Sorry.
So you guys still there? You guys still there? You want to do something?
We have some volunteers in here. They're just muted themselves. So volunteers, please unmute yourselves if you'd like to participate.
Terrific, actually. So I see we've got a couple of folks that are here. I can't see everybody because my screen's a little small, but let's just try and do this. So Vince, choose somebody for me. Who will we use?
All right, so we have Stephanie and Sean.
All right, let's use Sean. Let's use Sean for the moment. Yep, there we go. And if you want to, you can put them on screen with me, or you can leave me just as it is. It's fine, however you like to do it. It's great with me. Are you card players? Sean, you card player?
I like to play some Texas Hold'em once in a while.
Terrific. So that would be a yes. You're a card player. So here's the idea. I'm gonna choose some cards for you. We'll see how this works for you here. Let me I'll split this up here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So I have let's see, we'll use that one and we'll use that one and a couple more. Yeah, that's good. And one. We'll keep it simple to begin with, just because so we can keep the life moving ahead here. So I'm going to start off with a bunch of cards. We're going to start off with 4 cards. I'll arrange them so you can tell them apart, make it easy for you to be able to tell them apart. You'll notice that we have here we have 2 pairs. We have a pair of 7s and a pair of kings. You also notice that there's a red and black of each of these. And you also notice that if you look closely, that there's one of every suit. So far, so good?
Yep.
Sean,
yes,
question number 1, just see if you've been paying attention. How many cards did we start with?
Started with 4.
Oh, I can see I'm dealing with a professional. That's right. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. And of these 4 cards, 2 of them were kings and 2 of them were 7s, correct? So here's the interesting idea for you. There were 2 and 4 cards. 2 of them were kings, 2 of them 7s. Do you by any chance happen to remember what the red 7 was? I'm helping you.
Heart.
Yes, exactly right. I'm here to look, Sean, I'm here to make you look good. This is really the idea behind this whole thing. So your job, Sean, is to keep your right eye on that 7 of hearts. Now there's another 7 in this packet. If you happen to remember what that was, it would be what color? It would be a black color, and it would be the
7 of spades.
Yes. Oh man, you are right on top of this all. So I want you to take your left eye, if you would please, and keep your left eye on that 7 of spades. So that leaves us the 2 cards there, which are the 7 of hearts and 7 of spades. And these are the other 2 cards of the kings. We're going to put these cards face to face because they are face cards. And they go face to face. Now, if that was the hearts and the spades, you happen to remember what these 2 were over here? This would be the king of clubs over here, and that would be the king of diamonds. So hearts and spades, diamonds and clubs, and these go face to face like this. Now, magic is really about distraction. So if I wave this up and sort of in the way of the camera, kind of like this, everybody looks at this moving object. But you had a job. Your job was to keep your eye on these cards. But because when you look up over here, I had to make sure that you were not being distracted, that you were actually still keeping your eyes on those sevens, which is why I made sure that this was the 7 of spades and the 7 of hearts up over here, and that down over here, this would be the king of diamonds, and that would be the king of clubs. And you know what this tells me about you? This tells me a little bit about you, and I like to do it that way. It tells me that you're going to have to pay a lot more attention during the show tonight. That's what that tells me. We have somebody else on board here. I think we had Stephanie. Is that right, Stephanie? You're sitting out there.
That's it. Hello.
Were you watching that? Did that amuse you? I hope.
It amused. Yes. It was
Excellent.
good.
Excellent. So Vince, I don't know if you can get Stephanie on the same screen with me right now, but let's try
Not
something
at the moment.
here. Not in a moment. Okay, so we'll do it just like this. So Stephanie, I have a question for you. Are you a person who believes in freedom of choice? Or do you believe that life is just destiny?
Oh, freedom of choice.
Good, me too. So I'm going to ask you to exercise that freedom of choice here. I have here a deck of playing cards. I'll spread them out so you can see them. And I'd like to have you, can you kind of see those? Can you see those cards? So let me move them a little bit farther over here so you can see them all. I have a bunch of cards here. I could move my fingers along this deck like this, and you can just say stop wherever you like. Or if you can actually see a card that you like, I want you to just tell me which card you want me to touch.
Oh, so I can name the
see
card?
them there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the 3 of hearts.
The 3 of hearts? The 3 of hearts, that one right there.
Yeah.
Now, this is a question of freedom of choice, because if I were to ask you to choose a card, that wouldn't be a free choice if I had them face down, but face up, that's a free choice. So here's the question for you. Would you like to change your mind? Or are you happy with that card, that 3 of hearts?
Let's change it.
Okay.
To the 6 of spades.
There is a 6 of spades right next to the jack of clubs. That's correct. 6 of spades. Are you happy with that card, or do you want to change your mind?
No, I'm happy.
No, that's the card you like? Okay, great. So, Stephanie, I'll tell you what I will do at this point is I am going to use a pen, and I'm going to write your name on the face of that card. I'm going to write it nice and large so that you can actually see it right across the center of that card right there. I'll write it, and it's Stephanie. Is that right? S-T-E-P-H A-N-I-E. A-N-I-E. And your phone number is?
Yeah, you're not getting that. No.
Yeah, you know, that never works in New York. Clearly, it doesn't work on the internet either when everybody's paying attention exactly. So I'll just draw a little flower here just to sort of do that because, you know, there we go. Just so we kind of separate it apart like that. Now, Stephanie, I have a question for you. Out of all of these cards that were out here, you looked at one, you said 3 of hearts first, and then you said, no, I don't want the 3 of hearts, and you decided to change your mind. And then down in here, there was a card, the jack of clubs, and right next to the jack of clubs, there was the 6 of spades, and that's the card that you liked.
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah. Now, did you feel that that was a fair choice? You had an opportunity to change your mind. Yeah. So would it be safe to say that there's only one card like that with your name on it in the entire universe?
Absolutely.
Only one card like
Only
that
one.
In all of the interwebs. Only one card like that in the deck of playing cards.
Absolutely.
Yes, you were much more certain about the universe than you are about the deck of playing cards, but I will let that go by. Now, finding your card face up would be easy to do because I would just go through it and I would find one that's got your name written across it like that. Finding it face down would be a lot more difficult. I would actually have to try and sense what that card was or count. Maybe I remembered exactly where that was, but I would have I'm getting a sense that we're close to it. I don't know about you, but are you getting the sense? Are you able to see that there seems to be one card that sort of stands out from all the rest of the cards?
Oh, I might be the one that's different.
Yes. You know, that's the interesting thing, because out of these cards, there's a wide range of cards. They're all red except for one card in the center of that deck. And so the question I have for you is, was there some reason that you decided that you were going to choose that card, that one card, that 6 of spades with your name on it?
Spoke to me. It spoke to
It's
me.
destiny. I thought you believed in freedom of choice. Okay, we're gonna go a step further. I'm gonna take this just a little bit step further. So Stephanie, I'm gonna set your card down, but it's gonna go right over here, right over. I'm sorry. Can you see that where that is? Yeah. Okay. That sits right over here like that. And Sean, I'm just gonna ask you, as I'm running my fingers sort of down this deck, if you would just shout out the word "stop" somewhere.
Stop.
Right there? Okay,
Yes.
great. So you selected a card for me. That's Stephanie's card sitting right there. This is going to be a card for me. I get to look at it because it's my card, and that card is the Jack of Spades, not the clubs, but the spades, but I appreciate that. And I'm going to write my name on that Jack of Spades, but instead of putting it on the face, I'm going to put it on the back. So I'll put and I'm Peter. And Stephanie, my phone number in New Jersey is 201-787-9310.
You get a lot of phone calls. Put it on. Okay.
So I've written my name across the back of that card, which was the Jack of Spades, the way you wrote yours across the face of your card. And now all you need to do is say the word "go," and these 2 cards will change places at your command.
Go.
I slowed it down so you could follow it. Actually, it's interesting, though, because the truth of the matter is you wrote your name on that card, which is the blue card, which was the 6 of spades. My card was the Jack of Spades. So your card, the 6, my card, the Jack, all you need to do is say the word "go," and I will show you a miracle. When I do that, it doesn't cause 2 cards to move. It causes half a card to move. So I took the face off of my card, that Jack of Spades, and I moved it over here onto your card. And I took the face off of your card, that 6 of Spades with your name written on it, and I moved it over here onto my card. So this card now has your name on this side, my name on that side, and when we're offline, I'll get your address and I'll send this to you so you have the phone call.
Good.
Thank you. Thanks. You know, that's the wonderful thing about magic. You get all caught up in it. You stop thinking about things that are going on in the real world, things like where the car is parked and what they're doing to it right now. And that's rare in our lives. Usually we start thinking about the way things used to be, the way things might be next week if they just changed a little bit. I'm talking about relationships, it's true. Not the kind of relationship you might have with a bank teller, the laugh you might share over a lunch counter, but those relationships in our lives that make them worth living. They're like a seedling. You can plant a seedling under concrete, it'll crack through. You can also crush out the life between 2 fingers. They're delicate, they're fragile, they're easily broken. Relationships can end for many reasons. Believe me, I know. I once demanded great beauty. You won't let me find out who I really am, I said. You're intellectually dull and your cooking's mundane, she said. And the tough one. Please don't go, I really need you. And oftentimes our relationships can end in this kind of destruction. And yet we keep hoping. We keep wishing. We keep trying to undo what's been done, to take back what's been said. And if we could do that in real life as easily as I do that with a piece of thread, that would be magic. Real magic, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. That was amazing, Peter, as always.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think we're just about at our time here. We could try one last thing if you like, or we can stop there. It's entirely up to you.
We could do one more thing.
Okay, then we'll try something. I have to tell you that I'm kind of a skeptic when it comes to things psychic, as many of you might know, or many of you may not know. So I have a friend of mine who lives up in Woodstock. He's the kind of guy who believes in all sorts of wonderful things. It's like, for him, the world is meant to be. It's like gears on a gear truck. You know, it's like he walked into McDonald's the other day. This was before this all came through. And he walked in, and the person behind the counter said, would you like fries with that? And he was thinking to himself that he was still hungry. And he goes, wow, how did they possibly know that I was still hungry? So he's the kind of guy that wears tie-dye t-shirts, bell-bottom pants, and buttons for everything. So we get into arguments about this sort of stuff. I'm the kind of guy that wants to know why our psychic fair is canceled for unforeseen circumstances. Why does that happen? Can you give me some of these people on the screen here now? That would be great. If you could get everybody up on screen with me. I think you had a way to put 4 people up there at the same time, or 4.
That is not an option tonight, unfortunately. We are technical difficulties.
Oh, that's too bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
they can definitely talk to you. They just can't.
Okay. Well, let's talk to it. I'm going to need 3 different people and somebody to sort of work as a counter. Let's just try this. All right. So let's try this. So anyway, this is my friend, Bill. Bill sent me a little package, and we'll get to that in just a second. We'll leave it up over here temporarily, just like that. It's there. And I have here a number of envelopes. We have a number of envelopes. We have a 1, a 2, 3. You can see where this is going. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you, if you would please, it could be Sean, could be anybody. Here's what we're going to do. Let's see if we can do this in a way that makes sense. I'll try and do this way so you can see it that way. If you say, I'm going to ask you to mix them up, and you can mix them up in a random kind of a way. If you say deal, I deal it down. If you say switch, I will switch them in the order and deal them. You say deal, I deal. If you say switch, I switch. You understand what I'm saying? So deal or switch, and if I switch, that changes the order of them, and it really does change the order. It mixes them all up, changes them all around, makes them sort of all different positions and stuff like that. So let's try this. Sean, are you feeling lucky? Because decisions make really a lot of importance here. There's an important thing. So go ahead, and if you would please just tell me, do we deal, or do I deal, or do I switch?
Switch.
Switch. So that's the first one is switch, just like that. Deal or switch?
Deal.
Deal. Deal or switch?
Switch.
Switch. Switch I do. Deal or switch?
Switch.
Switch again. Deal or switch? I'll put this so you
Deal.
can see them. There we go. Deal. And the last one has to be deal. Okay. Stephanie, let's try you if you're feeling lucky about this. So again, if you would please, you just say deal or switch. Which one do we do?
Deal.
Deal. Deal or switch?
Deal.
Deal.
Deal. Switch.
Deal. Switch.
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 And deal.
And deal. And that's the last one is deal. Okay. So go back to here. So now here's the interesting thing is that there are, this is 9 factorial. If you take 9 numbers and you arrange them in a different form, you shuffle them all around and change them all around, what you do is you create a brand new number out of all of these. As a matter of fact, if you do it, there are 366,880 possible ways of doing this. So this is the number for tonight. 453,129,786. Okay. All right. So we have to keep that. That's going to be your number for tonight. And that's an important thing to do. And this is in this conversation with Bill, he said, I bet that we can predict something. And I said, well, I'll write you a check if you get it right. So we'll try that. It's like I said, I tend to be skeptical about these things. I actually once dated a woman who was really, we can't say we really dated. She broke up with me before we met. So, but she knew. So ouch is right, exactly right. But Bill said that we had to do this target number, first of all. So that's the first thing. And then he asked me to generate some information here from you here. So if I could please, today, what's today? Today's June, right? June 5th, right?
Yes.
5th? Okay, June 5th. Okay, great, terrific. Great. And so this is going to be a number of things. So we're going to need a time, a place, and an amount of money. So this is, we'll try this. And if I could, between you, Vince, choose who we're going to work with. Who should it be?
How about Stephanie? Go ahead.
Stephanie. Okay, so Stephanie, so I want you to imagine that you're at home and you're looking around, and all of a sudden you notice that there's a phone call comes in, and you look at the clock, and the clock's over there. Okay, all right. So you look at the clock, great, and you notice a time that's on that clock. And I want you to tell us, and then you can write it down if you want to. I'll make a note of it here too. What is the time you see on that clock? And try to be precise to the minute of what it is.
8:46.
8:46. So 8:46. And is that AM or PM?
AM.
AM. So it's in the morning that's there. Okay, great. So 8:46. Great. Trip. And Sean. So let's do this. So we've looked around and we've sort of always wanted to go someplace. So we've in our mind sort of run through different places. We're not doing a lot of traveling these days. So let's just make this an imaginary place to go to. And where are we going to go to? It could be a city, it could be a country, it could be a city in a country, it could be some exotic place, wherever you like.
Paris.
Paris. So we're going to get an Airbnb in Paris. So we're going to go to Paris. Exactly. That's Paris, France. Excellent. Paris, France. Excellent. That's great. And then and Vince. No,
yes.
Do this. Let's do this. So let's do it this way. Sean, you reach in your pocket and you look at how much money, and the first thing you look at is the bills. And how much have you got? What's the bills that you've got in your pocket there? How much money is there?
I actually don't have any money in my pocket.
Exactly. So this is a little thing called imagination. So imagine that you could do this, or you're walking along and you look down and somebody's dropped some money. How much money did they drop? And try to be, it might be it fell out of somebody's pocket. How much was it?
Let's say $33.
$33. Wow. $33. Okay. And Steph, change. You see some spare change that's sort of lying around, and so how much is that spare change?
67 cents.
Wow, seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. 67 cents, 67 cents, 67 cents. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, great. So that's terrific. And here's the interesting thing about all this sort of stuff. So let me just recap this for a moment, please. Just recapping it for a moment. Okay. So we have here. Sorry. We have the time, which was what was your time that you said on this? It was
8:45 a.m.
8 a.m. right? 8:45 a.m. Okay, great, excellent. And then the place was Paris, right? Exactly. And 33, right? 33 and 67. Am I right about that?
Yes.
$33.67, correct?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Excellent. Yeah, I just want to make sure that we're correct on that, because we have to make sure that we actually all the stuff lines up here. And this is the reason I've asked for this, is because this is what Bill sent over here. This. And sorry, that's the mailing address there. And you can see Bill's up in Woodstock, as I said. So it's there. And Bill's and the thing about this is that Bill's got here instructions that are in here. And also inside of there is the package that he sent along here. So the instructions, let me see if I can just do this so you can keep seeing this. The instructions here say, open the package, okay. Do the tests, that's getting the information. Pass out the stapled package for inspection. Okay. Stapled package for inspection. And you can see it really is stapled on all sides. On all sides, that's there. Okay. And then the last thing is use the target number for the last test, and last write me a check. Okay. All right. Well, great. Terrific. All right. So that's that. This is the package. It's actually a menu from the daily specials. Okay, great, terrific. And this is Friday. So a glass of wine and the Granville Island. Okay, great, terrific. All right, mussels. There we go, the mussels. And inside of here, there is a package. Okay. And Stephanie, I'll be happy to send all this to you also. But inside, as my friend John Stetson says, sometimes in New York, it's very difficult to tell the difference between a souvenir and garbage. So, and this is, here is the packet written here. And here it says, can you see that?
Yes.
The clock shows 8:46 a.m. Opening the door, we see we are in Paris. There is $33.67 and exactly that in my pocket. So there we have, so okay, so Bill is all right, he is going to get the check, but there's one last thing here. The target number, because he said that's the last thing to do. And it says here, there are 362,880 possible ways to arrange 9 numbers. Yeah, nice that, huh? Yeah, I know you won't believe that, but it is true, because it says now here, tonight, your number is
4, 5, 3,
1, 2, 9, 7, 8, and 6. And I was hoping you would make all those choices. I was hoping you'd make those choices because he had said that there was a hidden inside of here, there was a secret message. And it's a bit of an odd message. Doesn't seem to make any sense at all. But by odd, he means keep the odd numbers and switch the even ones. So we switch the even ones like that and like that and like that and like that. And that's the message that we have for you, which is thank you. So I hope you enjoyed that.
Yes, very much so.
Thank you for letting me play with you. It's been my pleasure. I'm Peter Samelson. Have a great evening. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Peter.
Thanks,
That was awesome.
My
A round
pleasure.
of applause, everyone, for Peter. That was amazing. Thank you so much.